Hi and welcome. Today I am going to be showing you some photographs, but this time they're going to be in print. So they're going to be physical copies of, the photographs I've taken. I will agree with what other photographers have said here on YouTube that there is something special about printing your work, something about having it in physical form. Like sharing it online is cool. I share my work here on my Instagram page, but when you get to hold it in your hand and look at it and be like, that's awesome, it's just something different about it. So I have here, I think, about six different photos of mine that I've printed out and put on my wall, and that I enjoy seeing when I wake up in the morning, when I go to bed at night. But the first two, I'm going to start basically from the smallest sizes to the larger size ones. I don't have too many large size ones. They're more expensive to print. But the first two are actually from my first photo outing with the Nikon Zfc. So basically my first street photography outing. I took them the day of the Thanksgiving Day parade. And this is a photo, I forget the name of the street, but it's on the same street in New York that the main branch of New York Public Library is on. I can't think of the name of the avenue, but I happened to be walking towards towards the Thanksgiving Day parade, and I turned around and looked down the street. I think it may be 6th Avenue, I'm not sure. Turned and looked down the street, and I saw the light. It was really early in the morning, maybe like 9 o'clock. So maybe not that early in the morning, but it was early in the morning. And I just really liked how the light was playing on the buildings and got this snapshot. So this was, when I saw it, was basically my first favorite photo from that camera. And then the next one was when I actually arrived at the parade itself, and there was another photographer there. And so I took a picture of this guy. He was standing on top of those scaffoldings that they have when they're doing construction of buildings. And what really kind of sold in this camera for me is that I could actually read in, like, when I looked at it, like in the camera, I could actually read the settings like on his camera. I don't remember what they are, and you can't see them that clear on the print, but when I zoomed in on the camera, they were like, really, you could read them all out. Sorry about the glare there, it's from the light. But yeah, so this was another favorite of mine, but this one is what basically really sold to me the lens that I had bought, the kit lens. Now, a lot of people don't like the kit lenses, and I will say that the other lenses that generally are more like the primes and other zoom lenses that are not kit lenses are generally better, but that kind of proved to me that the kit lens, which is the 16 to 50 for this camera, and put that down there, basically that it would be fine for this camera, and it's given me some great pictures. Next are two pictures that I took. I took a trip out to Las Vegas for my nephew's birthday, and then decided to stay out there another week. And I went to 4 or 5 national parks, and one of those national parks was the Grand Canyon. And this is from the Grand Canyon. Basically, there was this large cloud coming in over the canyon, and this cloud contained snow. So it actually snowed the day I was at the Grand Canyon. I almost had an accident because the car that I rented didn't have snow tires. I didn't expect it to snow at the Grand Canyon. The weather app actually was saying that it was nice and sunny, which was true, like down in the canyon. But up at the top, it was a cloud cover, about an inch of snow on the ground. I came into a traffic circle and just kind of kept sliding until I hit the barrier in the middle. Thankfully, the barrier was only like tire high, so it didn't cause any damage to the car. But yeah, that was kind of slipping and sliding. Get to the Grand Canyon, all I see is cloud, but it did clear up, and it was a beautiful, crisp blue skies. And I caught this picture. I actually printed it in black and white. This is actually one of two pictures that I actually went to a fine arts printing lab and got them printed. The first two that you saw, I went to a local print shop, but for the one I just showed you, and then this picture from Bryce Canyon, I actually have printed at a fine arts place on like some really, really nice paper. But this I took at Bryce Canyon of the hoodoos there. I went hiking here. This also had snow, but I had known about the snow, and it had snowed before I got there. I actually waited and moved some stuff around to not be in the snow when it snowed at Bryce Canyon. There's still snow on the ground, but I really enjoyed both national parks, and I really enjoyed holding these in my hand once I got them printed. I printed them at that particular place because I wanted to test out what the paper was like and what prints will look like if I wanted to get more things printed at a fine art store. And then the next one is actually a picture that I shot for this channel. I was actually at Liberty State Park, and I'll put a link to that video up here somewhere. It was a POV, and I shot a picture of these birds flying, and I happened to capture them. I think it was actually geese or ducks. I think it's geese. I got this picture, and I printed it out. It was basically 18 by 24. Was the total size of the picture, but I think it's 17 by 22 without the whiteboard, 17 by 22. And I really love it. This is probably my favorite picture that I've shot in with the Zfc, and is a picture that kind of convinced me that, you know, maybe I don't need a camera with the largest megapixels. This picture was actually 16 megapixels because I cropped it a bit, and it still came out really good at that size. I still think that's kind of pushing it, but came out really well, and that's probably my favorite one. I've shown other people it, and I've had like 2 people say they would buy a print of it off of me, so that's been pretty good. Actually, I had another print that size that one of my family members bought off me too, so that's pretty cool. But I really like that picture. I like the black and white. I like the motion blur, and I just think it's one of my favorite and probably one of the best pictures I've taken recently. And last but not least, this is a picture I actually took, maybe 2 years ago now. I think about 2 years ago. And this is a picture that I took at the Grand Teton National Park of the Grand Tetons. The Grand Tetons is my favorite national park. This mountain range is my favorite mountain range that I've seen and taken pictures of. And Mount Moran, which is dead in the center, is my favorite mountain in the park. And I captured this early in the morning. And I captured it basically because there was this photography guy at a photography store in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, who I told I wanted to take pictures of the Grand Tetons. And I was like, oh, I want like a really wide lens, 10 to 14 or something like that. He's like, no, don't do that. He said, what do you got? He said, I got the 70, I got a 55 to 300. He said, take that, turn it sideways, and shoot the mountains that way. That way you capture that grand scale, and boy, was he right. The morning I got up to go do it was perfect, and I managed to capture that picture with my Nikon D3400. So it is actually the first picture of mine that I actually had printed. I had to get it custom framed because of the dimensions. It's actually a lot bigger than that, but I actually had to crop it down because I got way more of the mountain range that then I could actually realistically put in a photo without like it being like really, really long and then really, really small. So I actually cut it down. I think it's 11 by 36, and then I had it custom framed by Michaels actually. They had a sale, it was like 70% off or something like that, 60% off. So that by far is like probably my favorite, and the second favorite will be the one with the geese flying past the Statue of Liberty. But it's just something about holding it like in your hands and being like seeing it in like physical form. It's just like, and also the fact that, like, for example, if I look at the Grand Teton picture, it's so big that it wouldn't fit, like, say, on Instagram, and with the you know, the restrictions of what you can post there. So I wouldn't be able to get that in its full, display it in this full aspect ratio, or the unique one that it has. if I was just to kind of put it on Instagram, I have to like put it on my own website, which at some point I think I will make one, but we'll work towards that. But yeah, those are the pictures that I've printed so far for myself that I kind of keep. And if you're a photographer, I think that you should, especially if you do it like for a hobby, you should at least print them out. You don't have to print them up as big as this. You could print like 4x6s and have a photo album like like a lot of people used to do back in the day. I have a photo album too that I have to put 4x6s in for myself. And I think I'm actually going to probably do a personal project that I'm going to have like a photo album for, and I'm just going to put like 4x6s in there. I'm not going to post them anywhere online, but just put them in that photo album for me to kind of look at and peruse and stuff. But that's something I'm it's still in the future. But yeah, definitely print your photos. I think it's it's very good just to kind of hold it in your hand and enjoy it with your physical eye. It's great pieces to show in your home too, and they'd be like, oh, who this is a great picture, like who took that? And you'd be like, it was me. So yeah, I think that's awesome. So that is it for this video. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can get notifications when I post new content. I am trying to get on the Wednesday schedule. Of course, life happens and there'll be delays, but I'll be posting probably most likely every Wednesday. I'm going to try to keep that schedule, but you can look forward to videos from me then. So thank you for watching, and I hope you all are well.